It is in Buenos Aires, on the east coast of Argentina, that the entire CFMOTO Transamerica team met for the start of an immense adventure. The Boca district, full of tourists, resonates with the sounds of Argentinian tangos, where everything is for the glory of football, and more precisely, for that of Lionel Messi, the city's true hero. The legendary Bombonera Stadium sends the screams of its fans back into the narrow streets with multicolored houses. It was at the commercial port located not far from La Boca that the riders came to collect the CFMOTO MT-700s, which arrived by boat a few days earlier. This is the model that was chosen to cover the 7,500 kilometers that separate Buenos Aires from Lima in Peru. It was Chilean, the boss of GD France, an importer of CFMOTO in France, who had the idea for this incredible journey. For years, under the GOES brand, he has already been taking journalists to discover incredible countries on the handlebars of his machines, in China, Tibet, or even Australia. This time it is here in South America that he decided to install the tires on his machines. The trip will be divided into 3 main stages. First from Buenos Aires to Salta, then from Salta to Arequipa in Peru after crossing Chile, and finally the last one will end in Lima, on the shores of the Pacific Ocean. At each stage, even if the hardcore made up of Ghislaine Guillot, Alexandre Deban, and Simon the guide, the journalists and YouTubers will change throughout the stages. We leave the green setting offered by the Chalchicuy River to plunge into an arid desert of stone and rock towards an extraordinary place, Agastaco. Route 40 crosses this almost unreal site, where each sharp rock seems to lie on top of its neighbor. Impressive and captivating spectacle. Leaving Agastaco, we arrive in the village of Molinos, nestled in the Chalchicuy Valley. Right next to the San Pedro Church, a pasta dish awaits us in the village inn. In the early morning, everyone is busy in the parking lot, because the route of today's stage must take the pilots to the Abra Elacay Pass, which culminates at more than 4,900 meters above sea level. The bad weather of recent weeks has completely destroyed certain passages of Route 40, and some locals have warned that certain places are almost impassable.
Alors voilà le passage des professionnels. Tu vois, nous on lui passe la moto et voilà, regarde. Voilà. On peut pas leur faire confiance.
A stop in the village of Purmamarca is mandatory because it is one of the most beautiful in the region. Its place is surrounded by the mountains of 7 colors, dominated by oranges and reds, which contrast with the blue sky. A magical place which owes its name to the Andean language, Quechua, which means the place of virgin land. A little photo shopping for the whole team before getting back in the saddle. At the start of the afternoon, and after crossing the Potrero Grande Pass, we meet up with the incredible Salinas Grande salt flats. The Salinas Grande Salt Lake is impressive. To infinity, only bordered in the distance by mountains, the Salar gives this image of immensity which impresses. Even though it is much smaller than its big brother, the Uyuni Salar in Bolivia, it is impressive in terms of its size and its harshness. Millions of cubic meters of frozen salt like a hardened crust that reflects the sun's rays like knife blades.
There are truths and there are lies. Now it's our turn to find out right.
It was in a motel lost in the mountains, and also at this place where we definitively leave Route 40, that we spent the night. A group of bikers sleep there and ask Eric for help to repair a tank leak. It is with Jam that they will finally succeed.
Nothing can stop me from soaring high. Round and round the world keeps spinning. Used to just give in. Now there's only one thing that I hear. Listen to these words, I promise you that you will win one last time.
Despite the morning sun, the cold has set in at this high altitude, and on the road that takes us to the Chilean border post, the caravan stops on the side of the road to warm up. The long descent, which will take us to the Atacama Desert, takes the motorbikes near the Licancabur volcano. Huge and majestic. From its height of 5,900 meters, it seems to dominate the mountains and plains and watch over the town of San Pedro de Atacama from afar. The next day, we still drive due east. We have to cross the Atacama Desert to reach the Pacific Ocean. Long straight lines take us first to the gigantic copper mines of Calama, before taking us slowly down towards the coast. Tonight, we sleep on the shores of the Pacific Ocean, in the port town of Tocopilla, in the Antofagasta region. It is a rather ugly industrial town and an important commercial port from which all the copper ores exploited by the numerous mines in the region leave. Despite this, the sun diffuses its red color and diffuses in the evening, a soft and relaxing atmosphere facing the ocean. Time to refuel the machines at a service station in Tocopilla, and we took the road along the ocean towards Iquique, a large city further north. Today's objective is to reach Codpa, in the Arica region, not far from the border with Peru. National Road Number 1 is traced on a strip of land sandwiched between the end of the Andes mountain range and the ocean. Codpa is a tiny village buried at the bottom of a deep valley, surrounded by steep mountains. To get there, it was necessary to cross a succession of deep canyons, aligned perpendicular to the coast, and which extends over the entire Parinacota region. For once, today's stage is very short because the distance that separates us from Arica is around 100 kilometers. Everyone therefore takes advantage of this short break to rest a little and put their affairs in order. Eric, for his part, lined up the MT-700s to refuel the machines and carry out some maintenance.
It's okay.
Not without difficulty, we finally went to Peru. The motorcycles arrived from Europe, and having crossed 2 countries with different riders, it took us the whole day to get through the administrative paperwork imposed by the Chilean customs officers. We covered hundreds of kilometers over the next 2 days, further north towards Arequipa, where the second major stage of our road trip will end.
Donc là, je suis bien près d'un canyon.
After crossing Argentina and Chile, we have been in Arequipa, Peru's second city, for a few days. It is here that the last group of journalists joined us to make the last stage of the CFMOTO Transamerica, which will take us in 10 days to Lima, further north. The sun slowly fades from the horizon when we arrive on the banks of Lake Titicaca at an altitude of 3,800 meters. What emotion looking at this magical place. Everyone goes there for their photos, their interviews against the backdrop of the lake. We spend the night in an austere inn in a small fishing village called Capachica. The change of scenery is total in this place, as if sheltered from time. It's certain that here it doesn't flow as quickly as elsewhere. The cook is busy behind her stove in the kitchen from another age to concoct us a homemade soup, of which she alone has the secret.
Oh, la soupe, minestrone. Dans l'heure, la minestrone. Mais c'est des trucs.
Parce qu'on part ici, on a 3 minutes. On va pas se il y en avait jusqu'à
The next morning, the sun is already abundantly shining on the famous lake when everyone heads towards the motorbikes. During the next few days, we will cross several passes at more than 4,000 altitudes to descend almost to sea level in the Peruvian jungle.
This is wonderful, 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 wonderful. I didn't think that I would see the light.
After several intense days, crossing passes, successions of incredible descents and dizzying ascents, we descended to the very bottom of the Marcapada Valley, in the middle of the jungle. It's very simple. It feels like a Tintin and the Temple of the Sun comic strip. We spend the night in a lodge located in the tiny village of Quincimo. The heat is stifling and contrasts with the cool nights we spent a few days ago on the shores of Lake Titicaca. Our host, Fernando, a former senior BBC reporter, fascinated us all evening with his incredible reports on drug trafficking in Peru and Colombia.
La nuit dans la jungle, top, génial, le bruit des animaux, les singes, c'était exceptionnel, franchement. Allez, on y retourne.
We arrive in the mythical city of Cusco at the end of the day. Located in the middle of the Andes, at an altitude of 3,400 meters, the capital of the Inca Empire sees its multicolored houses clinging to the sides of the hills that surround it.
Never give up. Never give up. Sometimes I just feel unstoppable. Other times I feel I want to go, want to go. Someone told me something long ago. It's always there when I need it the most. Never give up when you're out of luck. Just hold your head high till you reach the top. Know it's tough when you've had enough. Just try to hold on when you wanna give up. Just never give up.
Acá haber varios acá en la salida.
No, no veo ninguna acá.
Bah alors attends, étant donné qu'ils sont physiquement...
I always had my foot right on the brakes, on the brakes. Whoa, when I'm down, I think of what you said. It always helps to get me out my head. Never give up when you're out of luck. Just hold your head high till you reach the top. I know it's tough when you've had enough. Just try to hold on when you wanna give up. Never give up.
And there we are, we have arrived at the end of our journey, Lima. A bit as if to bring us back to reality with a little brutality, we were stopped by the police just before taking the highway that we had to take to reach a ledge overlooking the Pacific Ocean. We will finally arrive on the seafront a little later to take the group photo which symbolizes the end of our epic. 7,500 kilometers of roads and tracks, 3 countries crossed, 3 discovered cultures. Each of us will leave with something extra, something magical, something unforgettable.
On y est, Lima, 7500 km depuis Buenos Aires. On a traversé une grande partie de l'Argentine en passant par Salta. On a traversé la cordillère des Andes. On est passé près des plus grandes mines de cuivre au monde. On a traversé le Chili, traversé également le Pérou, passant par le lac Titicaca, l'Amazonie, maintenant Lima. 8 motos. On a eu à déplorer quand même une panne très grave, infusible, surtout le périple. Je pense que les motos ont fait un vraiment super travail. Cette 1600 MT, cette version trail aurait vraiment a su donner le meilleur de son potentiel pour nous rendre la vie facile. Merci aux médias qui nous ont accompagnés. Grâce à eux, on a pu faire que ce rêve devienne réel, à savoir les différents magazines, les influenceurs de différents pays. On a eu 7 pays qui nous ont accompagnés tout au long de ce périple pendant ces 3 sessions. C'était vraiment génial. Merci aux partenaires, merci à CFMOTO, merci à GD France, merci à Inimotion qui ont su nous prêter des gilets pour protéger notre petite santé au cas où on aurait fait voire une grosse bêtise sur nos destriers. Dieu merci, c'est pas arrivé. En tout cas, la mission est accomplie. CFMOTO a traversé un continent et surtout, on est prêt pour la prochaine aventure. Et j'ose espérer que cette aventure que nous avons effectuée pendant 1 mois, elle devrait être disponible pour les clients finaux d'ici 12 à 18 mois. En tout cas, c'est l'objectif. Donc, ce partage, il n'est pas uniquement en images, mais ce sera aussi l'opportunité pour vous de découvrir cette région magnifique, ces gens absolument accueillants, et qu'on puisse mettre à l'honneur ces magnifiques motos. À très bientôt, merci.